Welcome to Western Trading Post TV. On this episode, we're going to be talking about horsehair baskets, bolos, movie offers, friars, fourth-generation ranchers, and Winchester rifles.
I'm so glad you asked.
Hey, Alan! Oh my gosh! Oh, it's so good to see you. Did you bring us in a treat?
Yes, I brought in a basket that I've been weaving in, and I'm not quite finished with it, but I just wanted to show you the process of it.
You know, it's such an honor, first of all, to carry your baskets here in the store, but to get to see an artist when they are making one of their pieces. It is truly, I mean, it's amazing. I know that the horsehair has been used for decades for so many things, including like instrumental bows, and then we've incorporated it into the horsehair baskets and pottery. When you are making a horsehair basket, how do you start out?
Basically, it starts out as a knot like this. It gets to the point where we hold it very tight. It's better to work in water as well too. So you hold it, and then basically it starts out as stitching in and out all the way around.
Okay, and that's why you have the needle right there.
Yes, the needle, yes. And we use a thimble as well.
I can see why, so that way you don't poke your thumb with the needle. And about how long does it take to make like a basket of this size?
Me, it takes about maybe 2 weeks at the most,
Okay, and a more intricate basket with the designs, a couple of months. And you sit there, I mean, you're just calm and quiet with a ton of patience, I just imagine.
It actually gives me like motivation as well. Calms me down, you know. I get into it.
It gets you grounded and focused and kind of brings positive energy in.
Yes.
Well, I can hardly wait to see the finished product. You know, we always love having your pieces in here. And when it's finished, you'll have to bring it back in. I know that also your kids bring baskets in as well.
Yes,
you pass this down, haven't you?
3 of my children, yes.
Well, Adeline, I thank you so much. It's always great to see you, and thank you for sharing your horsehair artistry with us.
You're welcome. And I have something else that I brought that I finished and I...
Well, I thought you were going to bring another one of your goodies in.
Yes. Here you go.
What is this?
I was actually given Jim, Grammy, and Rowdy gave me the horsehair to Classy to weave you a special basket, and this is what they wanted, was your name on it, as well as the horse.
This is Classy's tail.
Yes, it is.
Oh gosh, he was such an amazing horse. Thank you guys. Thank you.
We thought.
See, and things like this are just something that you can cherish forever. And by you making this horsehair basket for me, I'm gonna put it in my room by my bed so that I can remember one of the most amazing and one of my favorite horses ever.
Glad you like it.
Thank you guys, thank you.
You're welcome.
Horsehair baskets, and the meaning that comes from it. Something that will always be cherished.
Ed Waters, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. And I just thought, you know, I've lived in Arizona for over 20 years, and I've yet to get a bolo tie. So I thought it was high time, and I thought this is the place.
You mean a bolo tie, like the official tie of the state of Arizona?
That would be the one.
Oh, baby, we can hook you up.
Boy, perfect timing. You know, we just got these in, and we have 3 different decades covered here for you. and you're the first person that gets to see them, so feel special there, okay?
Wow.
So what we have here, this would be a Zuni inlay. This is a Rainbow Man style. This would be circa 1960s Zuni inlay bolo, okay?
Uh-huh.
This one here would be a Navajo bolo, circa 1970s. It has a branch coral and the turquoise.
Look at that coral. It's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
yeah, beautiful coral. This one would actually be circa 1980s. Here we have the Alaskan gold nuggets, 14 karat gold tips, and it also has some nice spiderweb turquoise and a little piece of coral there. So I've got you covered, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Which, I'm not going to ask which era were you. I mean, come on.
You know, I think the best bolo tie for me would be the one my wife likes the best.
Yeah, she has pretty darn good taste.
I think so.
You know what? We can take some pictures and kind of send them to her and see what she thinks.
I think that's a great idea.
Perfect.
I think between the three of them, one is going to be just right.
One of the three?
Yeah,
you don't have to look at the other 200 we have.
No, I think that'll work. Absolutely.
What else is going on?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. I just have never been able to forget the amazing acting job you did in Nick Nicholson's I've Loved music video.
Thank you.
So with that in mind, I wrote a faith-based screenplay called Faith's Challenge.
Yeah.
And guess who has the leading role?
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
It's going to be a faith-based film?
Yes, it's called Faith's Challenge, and you have the lead role if you want it.
Oh my gosh, Ed. It would be an absolute honor. When do I get to read the script? I mean,
well, I'm glad you asked that question. It's right here.
Well, we had such an amazing job when we were filming the music video, and it came out just spectacular. So if I'm really into the faith-based films as it is. So it would be an honor to read the script and see what we need to do to get things going.
I think you're going to like it. I incorporated Western Trading Post.
You did.
The general vicinity. It's all in there. And like I say, it's a beautiful, beautiful faith-based story. I think you're really going to like it.
Okay, I am going to read this over this weekend. And Ed, thank you so much again.
Well, you're welcome.
I love working with you, and this is going to be such an honor. I can't wait to get this going. What if I read the script over the weekend, and then we meet up? I'll send these pictures to Vi, and we'll meet up for lunch and go over everything.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. Thanks again. I can't wait to get this filmed.
Good seeing you, Jim.
Good to see you too, Ed.
Have a good day.
Hey, Tanya, how are you doing? It is so good to see you.
It's good to see you,
What
too.
are you up to?
A lot, as usual.
Yeah.
But I inherited some jewelry. Now, I was going through my mind, and I'm like, where do I take it? To have somebody look at it?
First, I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
And did you bring it with you today?
I did.
Okay, let's look at it. What are you thinking of doing with it?
This is the thing. Your jewelry here is so pretty. I love your jewelry. My jewelry here, not so pretty.
What's going on with it?
I wouldn't wear it anywhere.
Why not?
It's black.
It's black.
It's black.
Okay.
I know, I inherited it, but it's black.
This jewelry is just, it's absolutely spectacular. And the reason why it is black is because silver starts to tarnish.
Oh.
It gets a patina on it as it's not been worn, as it starts to age. It gets this amazing patina, which actually is very sought after. Like here in the store, people want to see pieces that have this great black color to it, this great patina to it. And the best thing to do is just to wear it. Wear it with love and pride, and it will naturally shine up on its own. If it drives you crazy, the best thing to do is probably to get a jewelry polishing cloth, a rouge cloth. One that we use, we do polish just a little bit. We just wipe things off once in a while. But all you want to do is just gently clean the piece up with your jewelry polishing cloth. Whatever you do, don't dip it. Don't get it wet, because what we found out is underneath the stones, they actually use some sort of packing. And if they have that under there, it could swell and pop the stones out. So First, I would recommend just wearing it, loving it, and enjoying it. If it drives you absolutely crazy because it is so dark, then just wipe it off with one of the jewelry cleaning cloths and enjoy.
Oh, thank goodness I didn't dip it in the dish soap.
Yeah, no. No, yeah, let's don't dip them in anything.
Okay.
Let's, most of the time I just say wear them and enjoy them and they will clean up naturally. But that's, if it just drives you crazy, then we do carry the little jewelry polishing cloths.
I would like one, please.
Would you like to get one of those?
Yes, please.
I think that would be your best bet.
Okay.
And then clean it up how you want it.
Okay.
Figure out the pieces that you do and don't want, and then come back and talk to me. Because,
I would love to.
We can sure make some good deal.
That's why I came to the best.
I'll grab this, and then if you want to take it over to Grammy, and then she can check you out.
Okay.
It is always such a treat getting to see you.
Bobbi, thank you so much.
You take care of all those wonderful kiddos.
I will, and I knew I came
out
to
of
the
trouble.
Thank you. Oh,
or maybe get into something. Tell me about it.
Both ways.
Okay, give that to Grammy,
Thank you.
then we will see you later. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bobbi.
There we go. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Grammy.
Bye-bye.
Have a wonderful day.
Today's helpful hint is Winchester 101. So, when you think of an image of the Old West, the lever action Winchester obviously comes to mind. And during the period of the Old West, which started about the end of the Civil War and went through the 1890s, there were a number of Winchester models that came out and were in use. We started off with the 66, then there was a 73, a 76, an 86, a 92, 94, and 95. Now, what do those numbers mean? Well, they simply mean, for example, the 66 came out in 1866, the 73 in 1873, and so on and so forth. Now, if you're a budding Winchester collector, the ones that you might want to focus on would be the 66, 73, 86, 92, and 94. Those are kind of the heavy hitters in the lever action Winchester world. And then from there you could expand and study the a little bit lesser known models. And then there are little nuances within each model, like is this a first, second, or third series within those models. The 1866 is something that every Winchester collector should study. It's called the Yellow Boy, obviously because of the brass frame. Right here is an example. This is an authentic model 1866. And you can spot them because of the brass frame. They were the successor to the Henry rifle. And they were Winchester's first true lever action Winchester rifle. Next came the model 1873. It was dubbed the gun that won the West. And as you get to studying these rifles and learning about them, you'll know that you can spot a Winchester 73 from a mile off because of the brass spot here on the bottom of the frame. The 1886 is another good one to study. It was when they first introduced a lot of the bigger calibers, such as 45-70 and some of the bigger calibers like that. Then the 92 is another good model to study. It's most famous because it's what John Wayne used in many of his movies, and the special John Wayne rifle with the big loop for the lever was actually a Model 92. The Model 94 is a really good one to study. That's what Tom Horn used. A lot of people call them the Tom Horn gun. And he used a 30-30 Winchester Model 94 actually. Now, as you start getting on into the late 1800s, the models like 92, 94, 95, a lot of those were actually made in into the 1900s. So one thing that you need to study is when did the serial numbers end in each of those different models for them to be considered an antique. Now, an antique rifle is something that would be made in 1898 or older. So for it to be considered an Old West rifle, you'd need to know things like if you have a Model 94 with a serial number 300,000 or below, it was in fact made during the 1800s. If the serial number gets up in the 400,000, 500,000, 600,000 range, it was made in the 1900s, and that's a big difference in value right there. So, just to recap real quick, if you're a budding Winchester collector, I want you to start studying the models 66, 73, 86, 92, and 94. And then from there, expand your knowledge because the possibilities are endless in studying old Winchester rifles. That, my friends, is today's helpful hint from Western Trading Post.
At Western Trading Post, in the Western Heritage Room with Janine Kornbest. She has driven from Roswell, New Mexico, 12 plus hours in a huge rental truck filled with some of her family treasures. Janine, thank you so much for being here today. And tell us a little bit about these amazing treasures that you brought today.
Well, these amazing treasures have come through 4 generations. My great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father, and myself. They have come off our family ranch, and I still own the ranch today.
And what did you guys raise on the ranch?
We raised sheep. My great-granddad started off with 40,000 head. Wow. By the time I sold 5 years ago, I only had 2,000 head.
And I know that has to be difficult for anybody. Now, through 4 generations, this was your family ranch, but it also brought a community together as a family. Your great-grandfather built a schoolhouse for the community?
Yes, ma'am. There's a schoolhouse on the ranch in our Ingram pasture, and we have a school marm house next door. So he brought in a school teacher and a school and helped all the kids get an education.
And that is something that is so amazing about the Western lifestyle. Everybody comes together as a family to help each other out.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we are going to be auctioning off several of these items that you brought here today. And one of the special pieces that we're going to follow all the way through is this amazing desk that is over 140 years old.
It is.
Tell about that.
This amazing desk came through with my great-grandfather, came through California, Nevada, Texas, and finally ended up in Roswell, New Mexico. I remember it throughout my whole life sitting in my grandmother's house, which she bought in 1912. So it's been in the house for all those years. There's letters and pictures on it that we are providing for the auction, and the letters are letters that he wrote to her in college and asked her if she needed money. Like all kids, we need money.
Perfect dads, yeah.
Exactly.
And there's amazing books, and some of the books even have your great-grandfather in them.
They do. They have a picture of him and a little bit of history about him and how he started out.
I know that this can be a difficult process. A ranch that has been in the family for over 4 generations. And as you're bringing these pieces, it takes a piece of your heart with them each and every time. So many people go through this, and hopefully you can find the right place that will find the perfect person to appreciate our rich Western heritage and keep these amazing pieces of history alive. Janine, I can hardly wait to see how the auction goes, who gets it, and hopefully we get to interview them.
I know it'll go to a great home.
I don't have any doubt. Maybe it'll even go to mine.
Uh-oh.
1,300 going once. 1,300 going twice. We sold it. 1,200 to the phone there. 601, 601.
We are here in the Western Heritage Room at Western Trading Post with one of the most amazing gentlemen that has touched so many lives. This is Father Ponchie Vasquez, and he is a friar. First, tell us, what is a friar?
Well, literally the word friar means brother. It comes from the Latin frater. So I belong to the Franciscan Friars. We're a religious order in the Catholic Church. We basically have been among, well, right now, where I'm at is the San Solano Missions among the Tohono O'odham peoples down in southern Arizona here. And it's 8 miles of south of Sells, Arizona, which is the capital of the Tohono O'odham Nation. We have been among the Tohono O'odham, this present round, it would be since 1908, although many friars were in the area in the late 1500s, 1600s. Most people are familiar with San Javier in Tucson, so our friars are there as well. So we have a community of friars there. Our community is out on the main reservation, and so we're there just to take care of the pastoral needs of the people and anyone else who might come by.
And what kind of population do they have there? on the reservation?
Oh, let's see. According to statistics, there are about 13,000 or so of Tohono O'odham that are on the nation. Now 17,000 off, 33 altogether, basically.
Okay.
They have about 2,000 in Mexico, I think it is. And so we also have a chapel in Mexico. I don't get to it too much these days because of all the border issues. But so we also serve that. But basically, we go around the nation, celebrate the sacraments, and just accompany the people. And there's about 40 villages on the Tohono O'odham Nation. All of them mostly have chapels, and so we'll celebrate the sacraments, Mass. Most villages only get Mass once a month, but otherwise we're just visiting the people and working with them and being together with them.
You have touched so many lives. I mean, we have artists, basket weavers that come in all the time, and they just have such high praise for all that you do for everybody on the reservation. You have dedicated yourself to helping others. How long have you been doing this?
Oh, well, I entered the order, or was received into the order in 1986. Is when I officially entered, and so, but I had gone to our high school as well, and so I was 8 years previous to that because I did high school and college, and then I officially entered the order in 1986. So 30 some odd years.
30 some odd years that you have been doing this.
Yeah.
And you are an everyday person. You come in here, you laugh and giggle, and you tell us the greatest jokes, and you are just, all I can say is thank you from the bottom of our heart for all you do to touch the lives of all of our Native American friends and everybody else. And Jim and Grammy and Rowdy and myself, we just want to share something with you.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Jim!
Father Ponchie, it's good to see you. Good to see you. I know how you like to use the authentic Tohono O'odham baskets down there in the church for offerings and whatnot and different sorts of things. So we wanted to bring you this one. It's got the nice mountain design for the Babukivari Peak there behind you.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
And we'd just like you to have that for use down in the church.
Thank you. How
And
kind.
we want to thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts for the amazing job you do. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.